Deanna, thank you. We actually have a tornado warning that we have to get to that Steve Sosna is staying on top of right now. Steve, where are you seeing this in New Jersey?
Yeah, Lucy, we had mentioned that Cape May County and those thunderstorms down across South Jersey. So a live look at the radar picture shows you that tornado warning in effect here for areas of Cape May County until lunchtime today. It's a storm system right here that's moving off Delaware Bay, and there's some spin with it. So what we're going to do is turn this over to what we call the velocity mode. This basically shows you the wind with this storm system and the turning of winds that are happening here. So as we move over into our velocity mode, you'll be able to see that we do have a lot of wind shear with this storm system that is moving through the area. So we are seeing this this wind shear that is happening right now. And so obviously we are watching this storm that's moving off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So we're going to put a track on this storm system and show you where it's heading. We want to warn all those towns that are upstream from this thunderstorm that the possibility is certainly there for the potential of a spin up or an isolated tornado here as this storm system comes in our way. So we are looking at that storm system. Here is the velocity mode right now, and we will show that to you. And this storm is moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. So let's put that track on for you and show you where this storm is headed. Again, if you are in parts of Cape May County here, this tornado warning in effect till lunchtime. There's no thunder, no lightning with this storm system, but it is moving off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So some towns, some points of interest that are in the possible path of this storm. As you can see, here are the towns. So look at your screen. If not, I'll read them off for you. 1154 Claremont, 1157 the Bishop McHugh Regional Catholic School there, 1157 South Seaville, 1202 Ocean View. So what you want to do in this kind of situation, you just want to be on the lowest floor of your home, away from windows here. This is a relatively slow-moving storm system, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get this out over to the ocean. But any of these locations here, Sea Isle City 1209, 1211 in Seaville, and 1218 White Beach, or Whale Beach, you can see here, 1218, could see this brief isolated tornado. So it's 11:38 in the morning, the heaviest rain over for Philadelphia, but we do have some severe weather happening now down at the shore. This is Cape May County. What I'm going to do is kind of pull this out for you and show you where in perspective this severe weather is and who is under the threat of severe weather. So we're going to zoom this out. As you can see, it's a relatively small pocket here, but it is in this area of green that you see, the brighter greens that are the problem here. That's where you can get some brief wind gusts, 60, 70, potentially 80 miles per hour, and this would be a rain-wrapped tornado. You potentially couldn't see it coming at you. So we want to make sure that you're in the lowest floor away from windows. Some more areas that are under this warning: Reed's Beach, Goshen, Claremont, South Seville, South Dennis Township, Sea Isle City. You are in this warning here, and the storm is moving off to the east at 15 miles per hour. This is what we're going to do in terms of the cameras. I'm going to show you a live look down at the shore to show you what's happening there. So this is Cape May. So the storm is north of you in Cape May. The storm moving to the east-northeast at about 15 miles per hour. And again, this storm system does have the potential of producing a tornado. So we want to make sure that you are prepared for this storm system as it moves off to the east and to the northeast. Again, 15 miles per hour. So as we can take a look at the radar picture one more time, there's that warning. It's north of you in Cape May. So Wildwood, this does not include you. We're seeing this tornado warning here pretty much from Delaware Bay over to the Sea Isle City side. And again, the potential here is for a brief rain-wrapped tornado. This is until lunchtime. This is the curl of this storm system right here. You can see near Dennis Township. As we zoom in a little bit more, you can be able to see that we are looking at the storm system moving off to the east at 15 miles per hour. We are seeing potentially a rain-wrapped tornado with this storm system as it moves off to the east and northeast. So I'm going to look at the National Weather Service chat room, see if we have any updates going on here. And the tornado warning shows that we are seeing that storm system to the 14 miles north of Cape May, moving to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. Places potentially impacted by this what looks to be a rain-wrapped potential tornado here: Woodbine, Sea City, Dennisville, Goshen, and Seville. Again, this is between mile markers 14 and 20 on the Garden State Parkway. So a lot of you know those exits very well down at the shore. Luckily, a lot of people probably gone from this area, but I do have to say, looking at the velocity picture here on our radar picture, this does show the potential of some rotation, and it's moving across areas of Cape May County. So right in here where we're seeing this couplet near Ocean View, this is potentially a rain-wrapped tornado. What we look for, meteorologists, is the red right next to the green. And when you see these two pixels pretty close to each other, you definitely have some sort of circulation going on here. So near Ocean View, this is the potential tornado right here where you see this red and green pixel on our radar picture moving off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So let's track this storm system for you and put some more towns on here. Ocean View at 1142. So obviously that's right on top of you right now. If we zoom out a little bit farther, we can put some more towns on there for you. As we erase this here, northeast at 15 miles per hour. Again, we're seeing some kind of circulation right near Ocean View, moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. Let's try that one more time. Northeast at 15 miles per hour, and there you go. You can see Whale Beach 1150, 1151 in Strathmere. So we're on with you, 1142. Usually we're about to get ready here for Philly Live, but we do have this tornado warning through lunchtime here today through noon for the Sea City, for areas in this tornado warning. Right along US 9, this is a very busy stretch here, probably toward the lunch hour. You want to make sure that you call, text your friends, family. They don't want to be driving in this kind of situation here with this tornado-warned storm system moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. So a very slow-moving storm. And we'll zoom you out on the radar picture here just to show you what's going on here. It's this storm system right here. You can kind of see the circulation going on here, a potentially rain-wrapped tornado moving toward the northeast. So, Lucy, we're going to turn it over to you real quickly here as we gather more updates on this storm system.
It sounds good, Steve. I know that you're trying to get a better eye on exactly where the storm is going, so let me give you a break so you can do this. Let's check out our NBC 10 news headlines. A brand new start for students in Uvalde, Texas. We're going to move on to that in a second, but first we got to tell you about the tornado warning, what to do. Go to central room or a basement, a high-rise building. If you live in a high-rise, go into the bathroom or a closet. You want to be in a room that has absolutely no windows and as far away as possible from a window. Stay away from the windows. Cover your head if you are in a situation where you can hear the sounds outside of your structure. Cover your head, lay low until you are outside of this tornado warning. So a year to the date where we were dealing with all of these things with the remnants of Hurricane Ida. Steve Sosna was with you then, he's with you now. And obviously this is a slow moving storm that is going through this section of New Jersey. And he has recentered a little bit here to kind of figure out where the storm is headed. A slow mover, Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, so these are not the real destructive type of tornadoes that you would see during Hurricane Ida, but they still can cause damage and obviously cause us to be on air with you. Right now, it's this storm circulation right here that we've been watching. It's a very tiny circulation, so that's the good piece of news. A lot of you will miss out on this, but there is a circulation that is worthy of noting here. So let's go back to the velocity mode and we'll show you, and it's this changes minute by minute, so let's get another look at this and show you what's going on here as we move in closer. You'll be able to see that we are looking at the circulation that is going on right now across parts of Cape May County. This storm system has been moving to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. There's a circulation right here that I'm watching for you, moving off to the east and northeast at 15 miles per hour. We'll flip that back over to the velocity mode and show you it's right in here. So at the very least, probably some damaging winds happening here. This is coming from the Mount Holly radar. We're watching this area here. There is some circulation with it as the storm system moves to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. So the good news is it's going to be at the coast. The bad news is it's moving a little bit slowly. So it's going to take probably about another 15 minutes or so. But putting it on the most dangerous part of the storm system here, we are looking at this potentially moving off here to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. So 15 miles per hour, these are some places that you want to be obviously not at right now. The golf course, if you're there, you want to be indoors, away from windows. You don't want to be checking out this storm system. Ocean View, 1146, Seville Church, 1149. Again, these are some landmarks in here as well. Whale Beach, 1154, Strathmere, 1155. Now, this area of the storm system is moving off to the east, 15 miles per hour. There's not a lot of lightning, not a lot of thunder. So if your phone is going off, you're not seeing that traditional thunderstorm that you normally would see, but you still want to take this very carefully. Again, the storm system moving off at about 15 miles per hour. So there's the circulation right now. It's making some progress. We should have this thing offshore, but this is not an afternoon where you want to do any boating here or any fishing. Not only is it pouring outside, but we do have the threat of some isolated water spouts as these storms move offshore. So just because conditions at the beach may get better, the offshore waters are going to be pretty rough here this afternoon. Let's zoom you out a little bit, give you the big picture here of what's going on. Again, this tornado-warned storm moving off to the east at 15 miles per hour. It's in effect for a small part of Sea Isle City west across central Cape May County. I'll show you areas that are not in the threat anymore. So your phone may have went off, you were concerned, you went to the lowest floor of your home, all good things to do. Now the Delaware Bay shore, you're fine. So this storm system moving off to the north and east, you're okay. It's this circulation right here, pretty rural area, but still some people that live here. So we want to treat this seriously. Tornado warned storm moving off to the east at 15 miles per hour. We'll show you the velocity mode one more time here to see. Again, this actually looks pretty good here on the latest shot here. Not seeing too much in the way of bright reds and bright greens right next to each other. It's kind of a loose circulation, so we'll continue to watch this. I'm going to step off camera real quickly and see if there's any updates in our National Weather Service chat.
Okay.
And round this up for you, Lucy.
It sounds good. It sounds good, Steve. And once again, guys, if this is your area right now, you're going to want to get to the bathroom or the closet as soon as you possibly can. If you're in a high rise in one of those hotels, you absolutely want to get in the closet or the bathroom, but do not by any means stay in a room with windows. So once again, head to the basement if you're in a home. Stay away from the higher levels of your house. If you have no basement, then you have to find shelter in a small room inside of the center of the house. We're also on social media right now, so if you follow our channels, we're talking to you from there as well. So make sure that you stay away from the outside walls, the windows, the doors. You can see this diagram here inside of the home. So stay away from any room that you know is vulnerable. A lot of people are still rebuilding, believe it or not, in some of the areas that were hit a year ago. So make sure that you know where the vulnerable spaces are in your space. And we're going to go back to Steve Sosna because once again, we're just buying him time while he gets this map a little bit clearer.
Right.
What is the Hurricane Center saying? Or the...
So Lucy, we get updates, and what I'm doing while you don't see me on camera right now is I'm back with a computer and looking at the real-time updates from our National Weather Service office, who does a brilliant job at working with us to help keep you safe. So the latest update on this storm as of 11:44. So a new update here. 13 miles south and west of Ocean City is the storm, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour.
Okay.
This is a radar-indicated tornado, so that means that at least as of right now, we have not had anybody report that in. Of course, these reports come in real time, and we may see, some spotters here delivering this. But so far, it's the radar that's detecting this potential tornado moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. It hasn't actually been confirmed by anybody on the ground. That's a good thing. Hopefully, we don't get any confirmed reports, but given what we're seeing on the radar, we're not comfortable with it just yet. So that tornado warning continues here. There was a live look at Cape May. So this is the thunderstorm that had the tornado warning issued about 15 minutes ago, moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. We just wish this was moving a little bit faster and it would be right off the beaches, but it's still making that crawl. So we're going to keep an eye on Ocean City. You're not in the tornado warning right now. However, you're near the box. So what we say is in and near the warning. We want to stay weather aware in the lowest floor of your home. This expires at noon, so it's 11:50 right now. In about 10 minutes worth of time, we hopefully will see this tornado warning expire. But we mentioned earlier in the newscast, an isolated brief weak tornado certainly possible during the day today as this storm system begins to lift off to the north and east. I have to say, south of Sea Isle City, you're fine. If you're watching us in Cape May, Wildwood Crest, Wildwood, Avalon, and south of Sea Isle City, you're okay with this storm system. It's moving to the north and east, but I'd be watching areas like Margate, Longport, Atlantic City. This storm system is still moving to the north and east. It can do what we call cycle, so produce a brief tornado. That tornado lifts off the ground, and then it could come back down on the ground until we get this storm system offshore. The good news with all of this is this storm system is moving in the general direction of being offshore here shortly. But you can see that box here. That is the tornado warning that is in effect until lunchtime today. Meanwhile, across much of Atlantic County, you're getting heavy soaking rains. You may be seeing some hydroplaning. What I'm going to do is pull up the Atlantic City camera for you so you can see that because we have seen a lot of heavy rain down at the shore. So let's pull that up for you and show you what the conditions are upstream from this thunderstorm in Atlantic City, because that's the general direction of where this storm is heading right now, moving at a slow pace for a thunderstorm, moving at about 15 miles per hour. So a live look now down at the shore. We're going to show you, this is actually Atlantic City, so ignore that banner here. This is Atlantic City right now. We are seeing heavy downpours and gusty winds moving up the Jersey Shore. You can see the visibility is not good on this camera as everything kind of slows down at this lunch hour with this thunderstorm moving to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. Let's see, we have flood watches in effect here for the rest of the area, so our attention is obviously on this storm that is moving through parts of Cape May County. Let's turn it over again to the velocity mode and we'll show you what's going on here. There's the AC camera, there's the blinding downpours, not much lightning with this storm system, but we are seeing some rotation with it. So that's why we're on with you at 11:52 here this morning, showing you this update to the thunderstorm that is moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. As we take a look at the radar picture, you can see it is moving off to the north and east. This is the area that we're watching right here. It's just a little circulation. You see little pixels here.
Right.
There's weak rotation. These are not strong or large tornadoes, but storms that you want to take seriously here, get into the lowest floor of your home, away from windows, and obviously we are going to be watching this storm moving off to the north and east at about 15 miles per hour. Heavy rain, lightning right along US 9. It's now starting to come to an end, so I'd say Seattle City, you're okay now. This storm system, the area of rotation, is kind of pivoting here. Looks like US 9 up toward southern Atlantic County. So this is going to be moving out of Cape May and moving into southern Atlantic County, Ocean City. You're probably next in line for this storm system. No tornado warning for you just yet. We'll keep an eye on it. This warning goes for another 7 minutes or so if they don't cancel it or issue a new warning with it as it moves off to the north and east. But it's not yesterday. Yesterday, a beautiful day down at the shore, obviously. Today, severe thunderstorms and the potential of an isolated tornado as this storm system moves up the Garden State Parkway. Strathmere, you're in line here for this storm system.
Okay.
You're not in the tornado warning, it looks like, but you are very close to it. So keep an eye on this circulation. We're wanting to get this part of the storm where you see this spin here that's happening. We're wanting to get this offshore. That could be producing the brief, weak tornado. So again, I'm going to step off camera, look for some updates, and see what's happening here at 11:50, almost 11:54 here in the morning.
Well, so like Steve said, we're waiting another 6 minutes for either this tornado warning to expire. As he said, it started in Cape May, going into Ocean City. We'll see exactly what happens there. But we have Brian Sheehan, who's actually live on the phone. He's at the shore. Brian, where are you exactly at the shore, and what are you seeing?
Yeah, so Lucy, right now we are in Avalon. All is calm here in this part of Cape May County. We're actually between Ocean and Dune Drives on 23rd. We're in a bit of a lull right now. It was a little breezy here a few moments ago. It was calm, but we didn't see heavy winds here. If I can tell you, though, looking at the sky, as Steve was mentioning, you know, the dark clouds are moving to the north towards the Sea Isle and Ocean City. We're seeing the clouds. They're moving pretty fast up the coast. Now, the rain was coming down here. It was coming down pretty good a little bit ago, and we were seeing some moderate flooding on roads that usually see the problem roads down here, those low-lying areas. But really, I have to say, the rain has stopped here in Avalon. We're inside of our live truck here. But it does look like, as Steve mentioned, it looks like this storm is moving up the coast, heading north towards Sea Isle, Ocean City. Also looking out towards Route 9 and the Garden State Parkway. We're also seeing the darker clouds.
Right.
So that's what we're seeing here in Avalon.
Brian, thank you for that. And you know, Steve, it's reminiscent of how we felt a year ago, even though you're saying you cannot even compare the circulations of the system that we had a year ago to now.
The last 3 or 4 years have been really busy with active tornado warnings. We actually got a really nice break here this summer. We've only had a handful. It's actually normal to have a handful of tornado warnings in a summer. This is one of them, case in point. These are not the strong, large, violent tornadoes, but they can still cause damage, and that's why we're on with you here at 11:50 4:55 here this morning. The system that had the rotation, and what I want you to do is kind of follow here. Let me get my eyes back with this. Is this little area of rotation here. It's not bright, it's not standing out, and that's a good thing because that would mean that we would have a larger tornado, but there's still a circulation here, and it's moving off to the east, and this is obviously a very populated area. Not everybody left the shore yesterday. We have a lot of year-round residents that live down there and some people that hang around here for the week, and so we got to get this storm system over the Garden State Parkway, which is happening right now, and then over the barrier islands and get it offshore here. Okay. So still some conditions, but where Brian reported from down in Avalon, Seattle City, the worst for you is over. This is now more about Ocean City, probably up over the bridge to Longport, Summers Point, and then up toward Ventnor City, Margate. We're seeing that potential brief rotation here. But again, this is the box. Anywhere that's living in here, and I'm going to zoom in to show you, if your phone went off, if you got that tornado warning alert, I do want to let people know that are no longer in threat that, you're fine to resume your day. So if you live out in this western part, Mount Pleasant, you're probably fine now. Areas, again, not many towns popping up here because it's a pretty rural area of Cape May County here in the western part. It's really this box right here. So let's circle that. It's this area that we're watching right through here until the storm system moves offshore. So that's where we have our eyes on right now. To be transparent with you, so that you have an idea of what's happening here. And so we did get a new update here on this tornado warning. So let's give that for you. Tornado warning remains in effect for the next few minutes here for areas of north central Cape May County. It's moving off to the northeast of 15, so no change in speed, a very slow-moving storm. Towns really that are in the path of this potential rain-wrapped tornado would be Woodbine and Seville. So we're watching those towns pretty closely right now in terms of a rain-wrapped tornado. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually looking at another app here just to see where the rotation of winds are, and we're still seeing that storm spinning. So we need to get this storm system offshore right in this area right here. So we're watching that very closely. It's not a very clean looking radar image, but we do still have some spin right here, it looks like, with this storm system. So some multiple areas of rotation as the storm system curls. So this is the wind product. You're not used to seeing this. This is the image that you're used to seeing, where the bright reds are. That is potentially a rain-wrapped tornado here moving off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So a small area of our viewing area. So let's just kind of put this in perspective here. Here's Philadelphia. Here's Wilmington. You're not seeing any severe weather right now at this moment. It's a very small, tiny area, but it is an area of Cape May County moving toward the water right now that we're watching. This is an area of low pressure, so with that, by nature, you get a lot of spin. These are not very strong thunderstorms, but strong enough that we do have this potential rain-wrapped tornado. The tornado warning is set to expire at noon. So we should see this box disappear at noon unless they reissue it. If they reissue it, we're going to be back here on the air with you. Otherwise, we can get you back to normal programming here shortly enough. But it's this tail end. So the good news is the worst of it is over here, Delaware, Pennsylvania, most of New Jersey. This area of thunderstorms moving up the coast, or we're watching Atlantic City, Ventnor, Margate, and then the southern end of LBI as this storm system pulls off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. So we will be out of this shortly. At the very least, you're going to get some blinding downpours out of this. Visibility not good, road conditions not good. But once the rain does end in your community, it's going to be like a light switch. Shuts off, and the worst of it is over for you. So we are seeing conditions improve. Cape May, you're a testament to that. Down in Rehoboth, you're a testament to that too. Conditions have gotten much better here from those early morning storms. Again, it's a small area, but an area that's very popular.